The literary conversation, and we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
Oh yeah, we live, dude. We in here, New Orleans, baby. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Yep. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I am back with a new episode of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And tonight's going to be a hot one tonight because we're going to be talking about that ever wonderful topic of family. Now, we all know some people who were married, or maybe they were together and they didn't get along after they broke up. They don't like each other. They call each other all kinds of names, and then be like, don't bring that so-and-so around my child. Don't bring that so-and-so around my child. You know, and it just turns into a big mess. The child is caught in the middle, having to go back and forth. Well, mama said such and such, or daddy said so-and-so. And it just turns into a big old mess. Well, I met this awesome couple. Well, I should just call them friends. I shouldn't call them a couple. They're friends. They're really good friends. They used to be a couple. Now they're really good friends. And I met them while I was in Houston. And they had me rolling. These two are just so in sync that you would think they were married, but they're not married, but they used to be married, but now they're good friends. So we're going to talk with them. We're going to talk with Aset Rising and O.B. Bell. They are the authors of Building the Tribe. And they literally wrote the book on successful co-parenting. Now, I always kind of joke because co-parenting, we used to hear it a lot, like on all these reality shows. Like, for instance, Moniece and Fizz, they're co-parenting now. And I think there's some other reality couples, but they're the ones that keep coming to mind because they use co-parenting like it's this brand new concept. But I believe that all couples, if they were together at one time and they had children and they're no longer together, they need to be co-parenting. They need to be kind of getting along, at least for the sake of the child. But now it's become a popular thing, and it's become so popular that there's even a movie coming out pretty soon about co-parenting, and I guess it's supposed to be very funny. So, but we're going to talk about the real deal here. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in my boy and my girl, Mr. O.B. Bell and Aset Rising. Are y'all there?
Good day.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So,
I'm here.
Okay, so
I'm here.
let's go ahead and talk. I think that I just said that y'all are friends, but you used to be married, but now you're friends, and you're successful co-parenters. You wrote this book, but let's start from the beginning. You guys were actually together for a long time.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Like what? Like from using like in 11th grade.
Oh wait.
I was in the 10th grade actually when we first started dating. Yeah. And we got divorced maybe.
We got divorced.
So we were together maybe 15, 16 years, 17 years. Yeah, almost half my life. Yeah.
Wow. So you were together for 17 years. How many of those years were you actually married?
So on paper, we were married for 10 years and a few months, 3 months, but we probably lived together as a couple for maybe 3.5, 4 years.
Wow.
We were separated a lot.
So y'all just couldn't decide if you were going to get it right, huh?
No, we just just no, it was just like oil and water for too long. Like it was too much like you gonna bow, I'm gonna bow, who gonna bow down? Nobody was gonna give an inch. So yeah.
So instead of just continuing to push this idea that we needed to be husband and wife, we were like, we're gonna cut our losses here, worry about the children, and we'll just be really good friends like we should have been from the jump.
Yeah.
But how long did it take for you to actually get to that point to say, okay, I'm over the hurt of our relationship. Let's be good friends.
Oh, it took some years. Like two or 3 years.
I think we always had that mentality, even through the separations when we would break up. We would always be really cognizant of our relationship and our friendship. But when we decided to finally divorce, and it took about 2 years.
Wow.
We didn't speak at all for at least a year and a half. I mean, no contact whatsoever for a year and a half. And then slowly we began to build up the communication and conversation and start working towards doing what we knew it was right.
Wow. So did you just had to really just sit down and say, okay, let's just get over the mess?
No, we just really we never had a conversation about it. It just really we just both I guess we both just grew up on our own. And it was never a conversation like, oh, I forgive you, you forgive me. We just, okay, what happened happened.
We did have a conversation where we both sat down and talked about it at the park, remember?
And I remember that one time.
Yeah, one time. But by then, years had passed. And no, we didn't have a, big come to Jesus moment. We just kind of, the children needed us to come together. So that's what we did.
And I was actually just about to ask that question. In this year and a half where you two weren't speaking, how did that affect the kids?
Well, we made a lot of mistakes. We did a lot of communicating through the children. We sent messages, like you said in your introduction, back and forth between the children, and they really hated it a lot. They talk about it in the book, in the chapter that they wrote. They really despised being in the middle of our mess and our junk, and they just wanted to be kids, and they wanted the grown-ups to get it together.
Exactly. So sometimes it seems like the kids have to take the adult role, and the adults have to learn a little bit, huh?
Yeah, your kids can teach you a lot. You can learn from anybody, especially your kids. Especially if your kids know you and know what you're capable of. So yeah, our kids knew we was better than that. And so they forced us to be grown-ups. Like, we ain't gonna be y'all middleman. We ain't gonna be your mediator. If y'all want to talk, you talk. I'm tired of being your middleman.
My daughter was just like, enough. If you have something you want to say to him, here's his number. You call him. And I was like, she didn't talk to me like that, but she was right. I mean,
I talk to my oldest all the time because I feel like that was my spokesperson. I'm like, Taylor, could you tell your mama A, B, and C? You tell her, I don't want to talk to you. You tell her.
I said, and she just like, oh, God, please save me. So.
Well, you know what's funny is I'm looking on here, and Taylor Bell says that they acted a fool.
She gonna tell the truth. She gonna speak nothing but truth. Yeah, we was acting a plum fool. Me personally, I can say OB was acting a plum fool.
I can say that Aset Rising was acting.
Absolutely. Oh, I ain't gonna talk to her. She got her new dude. That ain't for me to talk to her no more. I talk to my kids.
Now that's another good question though. Like eventually you two decided to move on, be with new people, and I'm sure that added an entirely different layer to an already awkward relationship.
Yeah, because she moved on first. It's me. Yeah, I'm new to this marriage. I just got remarried like a year and a half ago. I was too busy like running them saying just being a man. Not saying it was right. I'm not saying I was right by no stretch of the imagination. But yeah, when that came out, I was like, okay, I'm sure not talking to her because I ain't want to really add no conflict to her world because I know most dudes just can't take that.
Right. I was married. I got remarried maybe 2 years after the divorce. So in the time that we weren't speaking, I got back with somebody and we got married. And I think I even was pregnant before we started talking again, right, B? And B was very gracious. He said, I don't want to make things complicated for you. So I really appreciated him for falling back in the way that he did and giving the children permission to love and respect their stepfather, the way that he did. We talked about that in the book. And then when he finally started dating Mai and when we met her, we were sold. As a matter of fact, we'll keep Mai, Obi can go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we told all the time. Oh, if you mess this up, we gonna beat you up. Oh man, come on.
We're gonna get around and whoop your. We gonna get you. You ain't gonna mess it up.
Nah.
Well, sometimes that's what you need. You need some people to remind you, don't mess this up.
Oh yeah, I'm saying they gonna hold me accountable. Like I was never held accountable in my previous marriage. I was just, that's OB being OB. Let OB do OB. This time, if OB get a little too far being OB, they gon' hey, you out of bounds. Get back in line. You taking it too far. I'm like, okay, maybe y'all right. Now I listen.
Yeah.
Back then I didn't listen to nobody.
So how many children are there actually involved in this whole situation?
Ooh, ain't it 7?
7, 10 for me, 7 for B. We have 4 children together, and then I have a younger 4-year-old. So we have children from 21 to 13.
Madison 7.
Okay, so 21 to 7. B has 2 children in his new marriage, and then I got 3 beautiful bonus babies from my marriage. Well,
wow.
Ex-marriage, whatever. So it's 10 children total in the entire blended family. It's pretty big, pretty awesome.
That is pretty big, and it is pretty awesome. I think we have a picture of the family somewhere. I think we're going to bring that up. There we go. Here it is.
Yeah, I love those guys.
That is awesome, and all the kids get along like brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah.
We had some issues from time to time. On my side, I can't speak for OB's side. On my side, we had some issues in the initial blending, which is a reason why the marriage itself didn't work. But now all of the children, you couldn't tell who was step or anything. They're all very close, and we all love each other.
That's wonderful, and that's a big thing because I think it helps the relationship to be a lot more solid when the kids actually get along with each other and they love each other.
Absolutely, because could you imagine if the children didn't get along and so they pulling, one kid is pulling me here or making OB feel bad for, having stepchildren over there. It would be a horrible situation. We don't even use the term stepchildren.
I don't say step nothing because my daughters are very territorial. So I thought they were gonna be like kind of funny, like, oh, he got a new little baby girl over there. He gonna be calling her baby girl, and she gonna be all on my daddy's lap, and ooh. So like, they just roll with it. Like, no, we ain't gonna get mad at you. You good? Okay, good. Because I was really nervous about that. Because when they come to me, they are very territorial. Like, you can't have. They told me I couldn't have any more kids because they said it was gonna be a little girl.
Well, we have to take a quick break, but we're going to revisit this when we get back, and then we're going to jump into this awesome book that you two wrote. So you guys stay right there, and you guys stay right there. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We're about to jump into some juicy stuff, and you can call in, so go ahead and let your friends know. Let's get into this. So you stay right there. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best in literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane Hemp. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with G Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid in full 08. Pay me the money! money.
Oh, how the time. Okay, so we are back. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, or people who are used to watching us on Facebook, we're having a little issue with the Facebook Live. So please, if you're on YouTube, send out a post or share the post to Facebook. Let everybody know that we are doing the show on YouTube. And I actually like YouTube better because the quality is much better on YouTube than it is on Facebook. No shade to Facebook. But if please let your people know that we are actually on YouTube. The show is going well. We're doing great things. We can hear each other. We can see each other. This is the place to be. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We are talking with Mr. O.B. Bell and Miss Aset Rising. They wrote the book called Building the Tribe. Give me the entire title once again. There we are. Uh-oh, wait. Okay, what? You're showing us the book.
Yes, Instructions Not Given, Building the Tribe, the Art of Co-Parenting and Blending Families.
Yes. And I think that you guys, we talked a little bit about this before we went to break, but you guys have a special type of relationship because you were able to be friends, then you got married, and then you realized that maybe marriage wasn't the way to go, and then you were able, not right back to being friends, but you were able to eventually get on track to being friends again, and which made you better parents for your children.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because once we really put our relationship behind us, we was able to focus on them. We always focus on our kids, but we had to deal with each other. And dealing with each other back then was a lot. Because I can be the first to admit we was far from perfect. I know I wasn't. I knew I was a lot to deal with. So dealing with me,
you don't have to take all the blame.
No, I'm not taking all of it. I'm just saying, like, I was a lot to deal with. So you dealing with me took away some focus from the kids, and me dealing with you, I got to take up some, saying my focus off of them to deal with you. But once we just figured out, okay, we both are not meant to be in this role as a husband and wife together.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I think once you took off the pressure of being husband and wife, because that was such a strained relationship. Once we removed that from our family and we allowed the children to see that we were just friends, everything for all of us began to change because the children were able to see their parents in their natural, happy, relaxed state and not that argumentative, angry phase that we were going through before the divorce. And I was also able to see B in a different light, and he was able to see me in a different light because we were able to accept and acknowledge that we were not perfect in our marriage. And we could have done things better and differently. And we talk about that in the book, about how we stepped back and really evaluated the role that we played. And once we figured out that, hey, okay, that's done, you know, it was on to the children. It was to focus on them.
So when did you decide that it was time to write this book?
Well, people told us I always wrote a book. Like, even when we was together, they like, oh, y'all should write a book because y'all such good parents. Like, people just send us their kids. Like, oh, my kids not act right.
We have potty trained so many children. We have
potty trained people kids. I should write a book. And I always thought it was a joke. I'm like, I'm just doing what I know is right to do. Like, I'm not claiming to be a perfect father, nothing, but I do understand the concept of it. I'm here to teach. Mm-hmm. So I can teach a kid anything if your kid willing to learn. Like, if he ain't willing to learn, I'm going to make him learn it. Don't get me wrong. He's going to learn one way or the other.
And I think B and I were really good at when our friends would come to us for advice. You know how you usually have the peanut gallery that would just agree with anything that you said, even if you were wrong. You're like, oh, yeah, that's good, girl. Yeah, do that. We were never those friends, right? We were always those friends was like, you is tripping. Send that baby over there with his daddy, you know? Or B would be like, you know, girl, you better send that baby over there. Stop tripping about that new girl. And they were like, how could you be so cool with this? And everybody kept saying, who writes the rules? Who writes the rules? How did y'all figure this out? And then B and I were like, well, shoot. We got a pretty good system going on. Let's go ahead and put it in a book. And, you know, our joke turned into a book. And it's been quite a journey to write this book with him because I learned a lot about him in writing the book.
Yeah. Vice versa. I learned a lot. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know I was putting that kind of strain. I didn't know. Because I just thought, oh, what I was doing was right. I'm right. Until I was like, oh, this is how you really felt? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, my fault. I didn't know that.
So
I won't take the time to listen no way, though.
It sounds like you wrote some parts separately and then came together.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We didn't want to influence one another on what we were writing about, so we had topics that we were going to write about, and then we were going to write our version of the story, and I wrote my version of each stage of our relationship, from dating to marriage to divorce to blending the family, and he did the same. And so my chapter is all 100% my voice, and his chapter, as you can read, is all 100%.
That's 100% me.
Yeah.
Excuse the cuss words, good people. That's just how I talk.
Your children are watching.
Chapters in the book as well. This book truly helped to heal our family and bring us back together. It really did. I mean, I was going through a huge medical situation, and B had been gone for a while. So the book was kind of like our bring us back together moment, where we all said how we felt about the divorce, the time apart, and the coming back together. And now we are just as strong as we ever were. And you know, we don't advocate divorce. No one gets married to get divorced.
Right.
So we're not advocates of divorce or breaking it up with your...
Again, we're not telling nobody when the times get rough, oh, it's best to go your separate ways. You got to ride that wave, man. Okay, if the waves get a little too choppy and the boat starts sinking, okay.
There is a better way.
Especially your kids,
right.
It's best to go. We felt like we was damaging our kids.
If you can't make the relationship work, there is a way to still remain a family and take care of your children, and make sure everybody is still intact. You can still do that, and it just requires maturity, honesty, and staying in your lane. But it can be done. It is absolutely possible. We do it, and we enjoy it.
So it sounds like writing this book, even though you two, by the time you started to write the book, you had already become friends, but it was even more of a healing process as you went through the process of writing the book.
Yeah, because everybody was able to admit their wrongs. Because it's hard for someone to say, you know what, I was wrong. Or even vocalize it, write it, whatever. Yeah. Everybody would say, you know what, I did play a part in this, and I was wrong doing A, B, and C. No one was sitting there like, oh, I'm perfect. It wasn't my fault. It was their fault.
Right.
Everybody stay honest and say, you know what, I did this part, and I take ownership of the part I did.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that because I was listening to TD Jakes this morning. My good friend Wendy Jones sent me this video, and I was listening to it while I was getting ready for work. And there was a piece of it in there that's where that said when anybody's telling a story about something that happened, they always make themselves the victim. They never talk about what they did. It's always what somebody did to them. And
Okay.
so it sounds like maybe y'all felt that, but as you were writing this book, you were able to say, you know what, it wasn't just what he did to me or what she did to me. Maybe I had a piece in that as well, and you were able to get past that. Because I even heard it earlier when Obi was saying that I know I was a lot to deal with, and I said, you turned around and said, wait a minute, I'm not gonna let you take all the blame. I had something to do with that too.
Right. Yeah, because when we broke up, it was in such a transition moment for me in my life. So it was so easy for so many people to pour all the blame on OB, and he was the monster. Oh my God, I can't believe he, after she stuck by his side and all that time, I can't believe that he left her. But what I had to do was reel people back in, like, okay, wait, it was messed up,
Yeah.
I was hurt, that he went ahead and pulled the plug after all those years, but I'm not perfect, and I played a role in this, and that was I have to give credit to my mom, Cynthia, because again, it's all about your tribe and your circle and the people that you surround yourself with, right? And
right.
My circle, the Golden Girls, Aisha, Kendra, my mom, Shay, they were not allowing me to play victim.
Yes.
And I can't speak for in B's circle, but in my circle, I wasn't allowed to play victim. I was forced to woman up and see the parts that I made that may have put a strain where we were, and then figure out how to make it right. Because at the end of the day, all we were worried about at that point, once we had gotten so far, was how do we make sure that our children are okay? Because right now our kids aren't okay. By the time that we came together to be friends again, our children had demonstrated to us we need both of our parents, not just.
Absolutely.
And I was used to being the bad guy.
Yeah.
So the way they put them saying the accusations, the hate I was getting, I was like, I'm cool with it. I'm like, whatever story y'all want to go with, I'm cool with that story. I'm not worried. I understand. And so they was like, Obi, you not aware. Some came back and apologized. You're like, Obi, I'm so sorry. I was acting that way. I'm like, I wasn't that worried. I said, I was used to being the bad guy in so many situations. So I was like, I'll pack that weight. I'm strong enough to pack that weight. If y'all want to blame it all on me, I eat all it. Because I didn't want no weight on her, because she had enough weight on her already. I knew her health wasn't all just 100. And being a single mom, that's a bunch of weight. So any hatred or backlash, I was willing to take it. I took it from my grandfather. He was mad at me for a while. I'm like, I eat that.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going on, and I know what I did was right. I knew it was for a peace of mind for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we have to take another quick break. But when we get back, we're going to go through the chapters. We're going to talk about what it is that you're talking about, because this sounds part biographical and part self-help. We're going to get into this and find out exactly what people are going to expect when they pick up this book. So you guys stay right there, and you all stay right there. Remember, we are on YouTube. We're not on Facebook. So tell all your friends to get into this show, because there's some great information being given. And so we want this show to be as much a blessing to you as this book was a blessing to this couple. So we'll be right back. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Stay there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
We're back. Talk What You Know returns on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. We got a brand new co-host by the name of Bob B. And hey, that's me. Also, we got some new features. We're going to be giving away, have a weekly raffle of prizes. There are multiple ways for you to win, and there's a bevy of prizes. So we need you to come on back, join us on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock for Talk What You Know on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
And we're back. It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson, and I am here with O.B. Bell and Aset Rising. They are the authors of, I keep wanting to say Building the Tribe.
Instructions Not Given.
Thank you. Instructions Not Given, Building the Tribe.
Yes. That's the website, though, buildingthetribe.com. Visit us.
Yes. So go to their website, www.buildingthetribe.com. Now, I know they can buy the book there. Where else can they purchase the book?
Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, anywhere books are sold.
All right. And I am horrible right now. Maybe because I'm still tired, but I'm gonna get this book right when I get ready to read my book. Because I went through this. My daughter's in college now, so she's an adult now. So, but I went through this time where we were trying to co-parent, trying to get along for the sake of our daughter. And it's a lot, especially, if the feelings aren't all that strong for the person you used to be with. Sometimes it's very hard to get past that, get past the hurt and say, okay, we need to be parents to our child, or in your case, our children.
Right. Yeah, so when we had our first child, I was mad at OB. He had broken up with me and everything. I think the baby may have been like 2 months old. And I was like, oh, you can't come see your baby. Forget you. Go be with her. Blah, 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 blah. And my mama was like, yeah, so you wanted that baby? So you're going to have to figure out how to deal with this man.
Yes.
From that moment at 2 months old, no matter what we went through, one thing was for certain. I wasn't going to hold OB's children from him, and he wasn't going to let me hold his children from him.
All right. How big a mistake is it when a parent says you cannot see your children?
It's actually illegal. Parental alienation is actually illegal in all of the states unless you have a valid reason that you can prove in the courts to withhold the children from the other parent. Then you can't do what you're doing. It's weird because as we are writing this book, I have this awesome co-parent relationship with the amazing OB, and then I have this soon-to-be ex-husband, and we're completely estranged. We do not speak. We're not on speaking terms. And my thoughts towards him and co-parenting are totally different because of the way that we are unable to communicate and deal with one another. So my advice to any woman, I'm going to just speak to the women because I'm not a man, to any woman, is that do not hold those children away from their father because you are hurt. If you have a legal reason, if you have a, that's it, a legal reason supported by law and or counseling and therapy and or a proof, then you fight to the bitter end to make sure that your children are safe. But if you are just mad because you don't like her, the new person he's with, if you were just upset because he left you and you didn't think it was over, holding the children away from their father is parental alienation, and it is illegal. So
okay, I can speak from the man's point of view.
And you need to do what you need to do to make it legal, because if you mess around and don't do it, then you will find yourself losing custody of your children. And that is the best, realist advice legally that I can give you.
From the man's point of view, I feel like any man that sits back and let a woman keep his kid from him is the weakest man in the world. Because if a man owes you $10,000 or less, and you know exactly what that man's name and where he lives, you will go through hell and high water to go get your money.
Yeah.
But you sit back and just complain, oh, she won't let me see my kid. It was only one immaculate conception. One.
I just want to say something real quick to piggyback on what you're saying. Fellas, if you are unable to see your child because the mother is not cooperating, and she does not have a legal reason to not cooperate with you, then my advice to you is to hire an attorney. Go online. Google is an excellent resource at all times. You can represent yourself pro se. You have a right to be in your children's lives. Yes, and if he does have a legal reason.
You will fight a dude for stepping on your tennis shoes. But you telling me this woman has your child, your seed somewhere, you just like, oh, not because you're a bad person. It's
right, but if he does have a legal reason to keep you from your children,
well, let's be fair though. Let's be fair, because if we're going to look at it from the male point of view, there are some women out there who have called the police, who have put him through all kinds of drama, everything that they can to keep that man away from his kids. So what does he do? Because he doesn't want to get arrested, or he doesn't want to get into a fight.
You will get arrested if somebody step on your shoes. You will fight in the club because somebody step on your shoes. You're not scared of jail then. So
don't get arrested.
You have a
continue to try to exercise your right to see your child.
Yes.
This is your priority in life. You was man enough to make this kid fight for your kid, dude. It's no one.
And if you have legal reasons that won't allow you to see your children, if you have suicidal ideation,
don't go to jail.
Problems, drug problems, rectify those problems and then come back to see your children.
Just like, oh no, you can't see him because I say so, because I'm his mama or I'm her mama.
Right, right.
That's not a reason for me. The court works for you just like it works for them. But you have to be man enough to go down there and state your case. Don't be scared of the court, like, oh, no, it ain't gonna work. They just gonna side with her. No, they're not. They gonna side with truth.
Yes.
No, wait. They're gonna side with the woman, but you know, I'm just being real. But if you have a legal reason that you can prove, then go prove that, man. Don't sit there and fold. You know, there are so many men out there that want to see their children who can't see their children because the women are saying, you can't see your kid, I don't like your new girlfriend, or you broke up with me if we're not together.
Right.
You know, and then their peanut gallery is around them talking about, yeah, girl, show him right.
Yes.
No, you have to fight for your
I'm not, and my situation is not that. My situation is not that. My situation with OB was not that. And when I did try that one time to withhold his kids,
it didn't go too well.
He made sure I knew never did. Yeah, you're right. He made sure that I never did it again.
I'm gonna keep calling. No. That's you saying 50% mine, like it's 50% yours.
Now, do you actually discuss this part in the book? Because this seems like a very heated topic right now. Is there a piece in the book that talks about this?
Yes, it is. It's in our do's and don'ts. We discuss what you should and should not do.
Right.
I don't believe in involving the courts in every situation. The judge is not a part of your family. He does not care anything about who's right or wrong. He just wants the case settled and off the books, right?
Right.
So I don't believe necessarily in running to the courts for everything.
Yes.
I believe in running to the courts if you have a valid reason. Otherwise, you too should be able to, as OB and I did, come to an agreement about our children and, discuss it as adults and deal with each other specifically. But if you can't, then you go to the courts. Absolutely. But if you can find a way to communicate with one another, when we first separated, right, B, we had a written agreement.
Yes.
Yeah. We didn't have lawyers or nothing. We like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what you're gonna do. This is when I'm gonna see him. Okay, cool. Like, we didn't really have visitation. Like, just come get your kid whenever you feel it. Like, if you want them for a week, come get them for a week. If you can get them back and forth to school,
and that's the way it should be, because if you're going to be co-parents, a parent who's living with their child gets to see their child whenever they want. So just because the parent moved out does not mean that they can't see their child.
No,
if during the week, I wouldn't say like, oh, just go pick your kid up during the week when it's school time, because it's disrupting their schedule and their routine. But it shouldn't be like, oh, you can only get him or her on this day, on this holiday, because this is what the courts say. Maybe he want to come see his child more than every other weekend. He should be allowed to do that.
Yeah, B, but remember, you used to come and get the kids every morning and take them to school. He lived close by. He picked them up every day. He took them to school in the morning. He got them off the bus, and he saw them every day. And I had no problem with that because he respected me and I respected him. And that's really all it takes in order to do this.
All it is respect.
Just respect. That is it. If you have
anymore, or you're not attracted, or whatever the case may be, you shouldn't have a problem seeing that person. Or like, okay, hey, how you doing? I'm good. I'm here to feed my baby. Okay, there go your baby. You should feel a relief. That's them saying that they are willing to come take him off her or him off your hands for a few hours.
I used to take off. Bye.
All right, we're going to take our last break of the night. So you guys stay right there, and then we're going to get a little bit more into the book and then find out we talk a little bit more about where we can find it. We're going to talk about some big plans for this book. So y'all stay right there. And don't forget, we have about 15 minutes left in the show, so there is enough time to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So you guys stay right there, and we will be right back.
What it do, y'all? It's DJ Slick Daddy from the Liveline, here to tell you about the hottest bar in the West Bank, After Dark Sports Bar.
Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best in literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane Hemp. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with G Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid in full 08.
Pay me the money. money.
Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best in literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans. Hello, we're back. So we have a few minutes left in the show. We talked a lot about the ramifications of a parent withholding their children from the other parent. But what are some other things that we talk about in the book?
We talk about how we get to actually participate, both of us, in all of our children's events, graduation, birthday parties, celebrations, deaths, all of that. We as a family come together and we are able to, you don't have to have 2 birthday parties or 2 celebrations, right?
Right.
Our children are able to be right there with us as we are all together as a family, just really working it out and showing them that it's okay. And I think for us, for me, I knew it became important for me when my daughter, our oldest daughter, graduated from high school. And B and I had done so much work to get her off to college, to get her to that point where she was graduating. And we were both beaming with pride. And I don't think I had seen OB for 6-7 months prior to that graduation.
Yeah.
But when we walked out of that auditorium and we saw each other, we ran and we hugged each other, because that was a moment that, forget all the other marriage stuff, as parents, that was an awesome high five moment. And same for when our son graduated from high school. So one of the main benefits of co-parenting effectively and doing it the right way is that you can be present for everything that your child does: marriage, grandchildren, celebrations, graduations, all of that. You don't have to miss out on it, because we're all one big family and we're all here to make sure that we're doing whatever it takes for the children.
Awesome. Yeah, and the rules and regulations of the book that we gave was really important to me, because I never saw my parents intermingle. I went to one house and I went to the other house. Even at my graduation, they didn't even talk to each other. They didn't even acknowledge each other's presence.
Yeah.
And I was like, my kids can't be like that. Now my kids got to be able to see me and their mama hold a conversation.
Yes.
Maybe be real, maybe be fake, whatever it is, but it's real. But just to see them, like, man, they can actually talk to each other. Right. So even if they go off and have kids, and Lord forbid that they go separate ways from their baby mamas or fathers or their kids, they can still understand, like, man, I have a blueprint. My mom and my daddy did it, so I can understand. Even though we're not together, I can still hold a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so important. Yeah.
And again, I'd like to reiterate what you said earlier, that you're not advocating divorce.
No.
What you are advocating is having a successful friendship and co-parenting relationship with your for your children if you do get that divorce.
I would say I'm not advocating for you to be friends, because you don't have to be their friend. Just be a parent.
Yeah.
Put your pride to the side and be a parent. Put your hurt feelings to the side and be a parent. Don't want to say you have to be hunky-dory or like, oh, we can text each other and laugh. Nah, you don't have to be that. Everybody's situation is not going to be our situation.
Right.
Just be a parent. Understand you have an obligation. Both of y'all decided to be parents. Y'all didn't say y'all can easily decide not to be a couple, but you can no longer decide not to be a parent.
Amen.
What did Papa say? You're going to be my daddy. You're going to be my mama. You're going to be my daddy. Even if you're dead, you're my dead mama, you're my dead daddy.
Like, even if you die, he's like, if I was to die before my grandpa, the Lord rest his soul, he's like, you still going to be my grandson in that grave.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to be your grandpa. He's like, them still your kids. No matter what they go through, no matter what it is, that's still your kid. So just do what's best for your kid.
And in the book, I want to say that our number one rule, our number one do for how to be an effective co-parent is to stay in your lane, right?
Yes.
Stay in your lane. There is only one mother and one father. Nobody can ever take the place of the mother or the father. right? You don't need to step into my relationship and tell me what I need to be doing and not be doing. You don't need to tell me how to parent my children when I'm with you. Stay in your lane. You understand? When the children go to B's house, if anybody's in trouble or anybody needs work on something or anything like that, I communicate that with B. I don't just go to him when the kids are bad. I go to him when the kids are good, and I go to him when the kids are bad. And when they get to him, he honors my word. If I say the truth, I say, Nico been cutting up in school, handle that. He handles it. Our children do not benefit from the divorce curse. They had 1 year and 6 months of the divorce curse, and then after that, it was wrapped.
But now, one thing I do want to talk about though is the whole stay in your lane. So what you're saying though is the relationship that OB has, the woman is not going to be trying to tell you how to parent your children. Now, and by the same token though, are you going to respect that, when the kids are in their house and they're married, and you respect the rules in their house?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like when Kendra first got remarried, like my sons too much like their dad. They was having a problem with her ex-husband telling them what to do. Like, man, you ain't my daddy. And I had to tell him, like, man, that's a grown man. That's his house. That's not my house. If that man tell you to get up and move, you gotta get up and move, dude. If he tell you to get up and take out that trash, you gotta get out and take out that trash. You cannot say to him, oh, you not my daddy. You can't be telling me nothing. No, at the end of the day, that's an adult. Right. And I'm not going to tolerate you disrespecting another adult. Now, if he get too out of pocket, let me know. And as an adult, we can talk.
Right.
But no, you're going to follow this man's rules. If he has ABC rules, that's what you got to do. I can't come over there and police their house like, oh, no, you can't tell I can't police their house. I used to tell them all the time, I cannot police their house. I can only police mine. So when you go there, you tell you B and C, and you know it's the right thing to do exactly what he's telling you to do.
Right. And I really appreciate OB for doing that, because I was so worried about it when I got remarried, because the history between the two wasn't the greatest, right? So I was so worried that he was going to make it difficult. But he told all of our children, respect the marriage, respect the man, and he gave our children permission to love and be kind to him. And that's very important. Same with me and my children. My children are so kind to his wife, Mai, because I am so kind and loving to his wife, Mai. This woman didn't have to take my children on. You understand? That was a choice. Bonus parents have a choice. And when a person chooses to love your child,
that's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful
thing.
It's
a beautiful thing, and I will love her forever for it. And I honor her, and I respect her, and I defer to her, and I will cut OB behind her because she loves my children like I do. Do you understand how much of a blessing that is?
It's a very big blessing. It's a very big blessing when somebody else chooses to take your children and treat them like they're their children. I mean, everybody doesn't do that.
No, they don't. I know I'm
like, oh, you being too hard on them boys. I'm saying, get up off of. I'm like, man, no. She like, no, you're being too hard on him. Oh, don't do him like that. He gonna do better. Let me talk to him. I'm like, you know what? Maybe okay, yeah, all right. So I'm getting tag team. I can't just do what I want to do no more.
Yeah, so in the book we talk about that, and another important co-parenting thing that we talk about in the book is about discipline. It is not up to the what we call it, the bonus parent to set the tone for discipline. You are an addition to the family. You are not the original biological parent. So it is so important for you to set the tone as the co-parent of how discipline is going down. And we talk about that in detail in the book. You know, I'm not saying that if you are a bonus parent, you can't touch my child. I will never say that, because if you are raising my child and paying for my child and taking care of my child, I trust you. I am not going to pick someone who's going to harm my children. But in the book, we discuss how important it is for all of the adults to be on the same page when it comes to
you got to sit down and talk about that. especially men. Because I know a lot of men, like I have men friends that's like, oh man, I can't do nothing because that ain't my little boy, that ain't my child. I'm like, but have you had a discussion with this man? No, I'm gonna talk to him for. I'm like, cuz you around this man kid every day.
Right.
You help him keeping a roof over his child's head, putting food. Y'all need to have a conversation about these type of things, like, because little boys can get out of pocket, as everyone knows. Once they hit a certain age, they start feeling themselves and want to start barking. And no man gonna let a little boy bark at him.
Right,
So,
and like we said in the book, it is so important.
I need to have that conversation, because next time you know, that man had been hit your little boy, and you gonna be in your feelings about it when you could have had a discussion about it. Like if he do A, B, he call me, dude, and I'm gonna handle it for you. And don't take your child's side, because that's your child. If your child is wrong, then wrong.
Right, wrong is wrong. And unfortunately, we are at the 8:00 hour. This discussion was getting so good, and the comments are still lighting up. But what I do, we have some more pictures of the kids. We can go ahead and flash those while we're talking. But remember, you can purchase this book on Amazon. You can purchase it on the website, buildingthetribe.com. Where else can they find this book?
Anywhere you purchase books online. So buildingthetribe.com, Amazon, anywhere you can find the book. And before we go, we want to just say this one thing about co-parenting and blending the families, is that in order for it to be effective, it requires two respectful adults that are both willing to work at whatever it takes to do what's best for the children. The children are always first, and the adults must always be the adults.
Amen. Amen to that. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was a great topic, and it's something that hits home for so many people, because there are so many people who are going through what it is that you were able to just about master. And I just pray that a lot of people will be blessed by this book. Guys, get out there and purchase this book, and it's getting close to the holidays. This is great Christmas presents.
This book, girl.
Yes.
Have a baby Christmas. The babies don't got to go to two houses. Maybe y'all can come to one house for Christmas. Now, what a Christmas present would that be for your child?
Amen to that. All right. All right, thank you so much once again for joining us tonight, and thank you all for joining us as we had this great discussion on co-parenting with O.B. Bell and Aset Rising. More great things to come for these two authors. I'm really looking forward to working with both of you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so you guys make sure that you join us next week. We have more exciting authors joining us this week, and don't forget, tomorrow is the last day to donate to our business attire drive. If you have new or gently used clothing that you would like to donate to a woman in need who is trying to get back into the workforce, please contact me. You can go to my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of that. You can just email me, contact me so we can get those clothes over to these women in need. Also, we are donating a Thanksgiving dinner, an entire Thanksgiving dinner with the turkey and all of the trimmings, to a family in need in the city of New Orleans. So if you have a family that you would like to donate, please contact me, or you can just donate a canned item or any other non-perishable item, and we will make sure that this family gets this meal. So that's all we have for this week. Thank you once again for joining us over the weekend in Slidell for Cheating in the Next Room. It was a wonderful, wonderful event, and more to follow next week. We're going to show you some clips from the play. So you guys have a wonderful week. OB and I said, y'all have a wonderful week, and we will be talking soon. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best of literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.